Good morning from day 6 of Coast to Coast. I think it is Friday. I have not long ago left Braemar campsite, which was excellent. I had a great afternoon yesterday, just resting, recharging, sorting everything out, washing stuff, drying stuff, getting everything back in order. The campsite is excellent facilities. It's got a drying room, which was great. I was able to wash most of my kit and get it dried overnight, so that makes a big difference. Putting on clean clothes and most importantly dry socks. And even it was so sunny yesterday, my shoes dried in the sun. So feeling good this morning for all of that. It's about 6:30 in the morning, so I'm up and out fairly early. Sunrise is about 6:15. And it's, you can probably see I've got my hood up. It's really cold this morning. There was a lot of ice in the tent, and I was slightly cold overnight actually, which I was surprised about until I got out and saw that there was ice in the tent. So today is up to Loch Calliter. I'm currently going up, is it the 83? No, can't remember. It's the road to the Glen Shee ski centre. I'm walking on that for a couple of kilometres, which is a very busy road, but it's currently quiet, presumably because it's so early in the morning. So up here and then into Loch Calliter, and then kind of up over some of the Loch Nagar, Montrose, and then over towards Glenlee, which is near Mount Keene. So that's the plan for today. It's about 32 kilometres, 33 kilometres I'm planning to do. So we'll see how that goes. A fair bit of ascent this morning. I was slightly concerned when I got up and saw some low-lying cloud that I had missed the opportunity for a cloud inversion, but I'm pleased to see the blue sky above me, which means that there's no inversion. I don't know if you can see that through there. There's a bit of low-lying cloud or mist just in the valley. So there probably was a temperature inversion last night, given how cold it was in the campsite, but there isn't a significant amount of cloud, and you can see up here blue sky on the summit, so there would have been no actual full inversion. Anyway, whittering on as usual. I am going up this road before the turn off to Loch Calliter. I think it's about 3 kilometres, so it's not far. So, ideal conditions to be walking in. I am going up this glen which leads to Loch Calliter, so it's Glen Calliter, and I'm currently on this double track, and then it becomes Jocks Road further up. So yeah, lovely day. You can see the sun's on the hills already and blue sky. I'm kind of hoping it's very steep up the back of this glen. There's a very steep section, so I'm hoping I get to that before the sun does, and that I can go up it in the shade and not get too hot. There's a big bird over there. Can't see what it is. can see just wee bits of mist floating above the stream, and in fact on this bridge I can feel that it's icy slightly underneath my feet. It's just slightly slippy. It was a cold one. So I thought I would do a wee route update. I can't remember if I did one, I don't think I did. So reaching Braemar was, when I reached Braemar, that was about 140 kilometres of the route that I've chosen to do, and that took 5 days. 2 half days, Sunday and Thursday were 17k, and then 3 full days. I think that was 35, 40 and 30, can't remember, 35 again, maybe 33, can't remember. So that was to Braemar, 140 kilometres, 5 days. And then from Braemar to Montrose is about 100 kilometres. I'm going to cross a wee river and I'm determined to keep my socks dry. There we go. Braemar to Montrose is about 100 kilometres, and I'm going to do that over 3 days. So I'm going to do 35 today, which is Friday. I'm going to do 20 on Saturday, but I've got a wee extra bit added into Saturday, and I'll tell you more about that later. And then on Sunday I'll do about 40 to get into Montrose on Sunday night, and then get the train home, all being well. There's a possibility that I end up in Montrose overnight, but we'll see. Hopefully not. I've got work first thing on Monday, so that could be tricky. We will see what happens. So that's the plan. But for today, enjoying being out in the Cairngorms and being out in the sun. It's starting to get warm, so I'm going to have to take my windproof off. But the back of the glen is still in the shade, so I'm hopeful that it will be cool. No more dry feet. I took the shocks and shoes off to cross the river, which is the first time I've done that on this trip. But then the single track was quite boggy, so that's sad. But I am on the single track, Jocks Road, going up the back of Glen Calliter up to the Beelach, and yeah, you can see the sun's out. It's starting to warm up. I think it's going to be a warm day, and it's certainly starting to warm up currently. But it's absolutely beautiful. You can hopefully you can see that behind me. I met 2 lads who were camping just at the head of the loch there. Great place to be, great place to camp. I've come up Jocks Road at the back of Loch Calliter, and it was hard work. It was steep, and yeah, tiring. Now I'm crossing some open ground. There's not a path, unfortunately. It's quite boggy, but I am headed towards Carn Banach, which is one of the Montrose on the Loch Nagar circuit, and I know from being there before that you can pick up a path from there round. I'll show you once I get there what I'm talking about. So that's why I've chosen to come this route. I'll show you later. Over there's Tall Mount and Tomvui and Craigies. Down in there, that's Loch Calater, and I'm headed over there and then round. So I'll show you once I'm at the top of Cairnbannock. I'm going to take a wee break there. I think that'll be about halfway in distance almost for the day. So I think I'll take a wee breather at that point. But yeah, it's hard work at the moment on this stuff. It's just kind of pathless heather bashing. Summit of Cairnbannock. I think you can see it just over there, but it's a very rocky summit, so I decided to take a break here because I wanted to put the tent up, and there's a bit of grass here, so it's better than some of the pitches I've had this week. But I wanted to put the tent up to dry. It still had some ice on it, and I was carrying a lot of water in the tent, so I wanted to get rid of that so that it was a bit lighter. The tent dries amazingly quickly. I've been really impressed by it. Just 10 minutes even in a small breeze in the sun, and it dries out a lot, so really impressed by that. Obviously you can open the doors right up on both sides so you get a through breeze, so the wind's coming that way, so it'll dry quite quickly. So I'm about halfway into today's distance, just under, and it's sunny, taking in all the views. I managed to get some water, there was a stream that wasn't on the map just down there, so I managed to get some water and take a rest. Summit of Cairnbannock, looking over to some of the other Loch Nagar, Montrose, and Loch Nagar is that one in there. Not the best side of it, it's better seen from the other side. And that's looking east. Somewhere over there will be Mount Keene, and then back to where I've come from over there, Tall Mount and Tomvui over there, and then round to the Cairngorms. So you can see pretty much everything: Ben McDooey, Ben Ann, Braemar. Great view. That is Broadcairn, which I am going to go up and then pick a line from the top of that, just off the summit of Broadcairn, which was quite busy, and that's looking down Loch Muick, which is a lovely wee bit, and then over in the distance over there Mount Keene. So I'm headed in that direction. And that's looking back to Loch Nagar and the others. Walking above Loch Muick. Haven't really done too much filming because it's very busy up here today. There's been lots of people. I'm just looking down though. I remember seeing this last time I was here. The wee house in the forest down there. I don't think it's a wee house actually. It's a big house. Glass out shield. And in fact there's someone on the beach, I don't know if the GoPro will pick it out. There's a bright orange something on the beach and they were in the water a minute ago. Neither my memory nor my history is very good, but I think it was built for Queen Victoria when she lost her husband as a kind of retreat. Can't remember her husband's name. Albert maybe, but that's a guess. And there's a wee bothy at the back of it apparently, which I've never been to, but I would like to. So, great place for a retreat, I would say. And then just looking down Loch Muick, camped at that forest in there last time I was here, or near that forest. But I'm staying up high. I'm gonna carry on going along this road above Loch Muick, and then I'm going to cut off to the kind of southeast rather than go down into Glenmuick. I had been walking along the side of Loch Muick, but rather than descend into Glenmuick and then into the car park, or near where the car park is, I struck off to try and find another path that will take me up a series of hills towards where I want to camp for this evening. But the initial 2 kilometres is just an open ground, which is heavy going, up and down, peat hags, all of that sort of stuff. So heavy going at the moment. I'm aiming, I don't know if you'll be able to see the path up there, up the side of the hill. That's what I'm aiming for. Taking a wee break on a hill called Black Hill before, and I've arrived here by a path before I strike off again across the open ground, which I'm not looking forward to, you'll know that by now. I'm going to go past a wee bothy called Sheelan of Mark and then camp on one of the hills over there. You can see behind me the Loch Nagar circuit, I'll show you. So, here we go. I'm going to camp over there. It doesn't look far probably, but pathless. It's about 3 kilometres, so it'll take a bit of work. And there's a wee bothy down in there, which I think quite a lot of the coast to coast walkers use. That there is Mount Keene, the most easterly Monroe. And then looking back here is the Loch Nagar circuit, so can't make it out too well. So that's Loch Nagar there, and then there's the others in between, and that one there is Broadcairn. The first or last, depending which way you do it. Most people seem to be doing it last today, actually. Most people seem to be doing it anti-clockwise. When I did it clockwise. Then Tolmount and Tomvie over that way. So, lovely day. The clouds are amazing. I don't know if you'll be able to pick them out. They're kind of in bands. Really interesting. But beautiful day. Still warm. The slightest of breeze has just arrived there, which is exactly what we need. So I'm procrastinating because I do not want to do this, but it's coming up for 4:30, so I need to get it done. I'm telling myself it's the last bit of pathless walking on the coast to coast trip. Not sure that's true, but we'll see. A wee hut in the middle of nowhere. It's called Sheelan of Mark. I don't know if it's an MBA bothy. I don't think it is. I'll go and take a look. Had it been bad weather, I was thinking to stop off here as other coast to coasters do, but this is the first night when a summit camp would be possible, so I'm just going to go up there. I think the opportunity to see the sun rise, might see the sunset, but obviously I'm on the east coast, so it doesn't lend itself to a sunset, but it should a sunrise. And the bothy's obviously tucked away, so you wouldn't get that. So we're going to take a wee look anyway. Let's have a look in Sheelan of Mark bothy. Oh, it is an MBA bothy. There you go. I was wrong. Two bunk beds and one platform and a fire. Cracking. This would be a great shelter in a storm, that is for sure. Right, I'm going to press on. There's a bit more bog trotting up there. Muckle Cairn, I think it's called. The summit of Muckle Cairn. It's a funny wee structure. Suppose it would give some shelter. And now I need to find a pitch, which could be tricky. could be tricky. And a lot of heather. Let's see what we can do. So I couldn't find a really good pitch, so I settled for something mediocre. It's flat, but it's on heather, quite short heather, but not the ideal kind of surface. But I was really tired and I just couldn't face going back down the way to look for a grassy pitch. I'd seen some coming up, but I just couldn't face it. It was quite a long day today. I think it was about 33 kilometres, and obviously a couple of Montrose in there as well. So yeah, I decided here it's close to the path that I need for the morning, and also I get a really good sunset this way, and in the morning I'll hop up there and get the sunrise. So I just thought I'm going to take it. I'll show you the view. So the sun is so bright, I'm not sure what will come out, but I'm looking over to Loch Nagar, and all of that over there, which is lovely. So there is the X-Mid. You can see it's heathery ground. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I was just too tired to do anything else. And then up here, I'm not too far from the path for the morning, but if I go up here, that there is Mount Keane, which I'm going to go up tomorrow. So it's a good view all round, and you can see it's a lovely night, and I just checked the forecast, and it's to be a pleasant night, you know, not high wind or anything, and a good day tomorrow. Sunday doesn't look good. Sunday's very, very windy. So that's the setup for tonight. I restocked in Braemar, and this is what they had: a fire pot chili con carne. Never had one of them before, so we'll see what that's like. There's a couple of wee midges around, so I'm keeping the door closed. I've got the water on for dinner, obviously, for the meal, and it's almost sunset. You can see I think it's setting a wee bit behind the cloud as well as the hill, but it's still a lovely view, and I think you can probably now make out a bit clearer Loch Nagar. It does have some clouds behind it, but it might spread. We'll see, but it's really nice looking out. I don't think I've had a great view from the tent on this trip. Good morning from day 7 of Coast to Coast. It's just after 6 and I'm waiting on the sun to come up. Oops, sorry. So that's Mount Keane there, so I'm looking east, and you can see the sun just outlining that cloud over there. My tent is just a few metres that way in a wee hollow. It was cold again last night. It There's a smaller bit of ice on the tent, so it's been 2 cold nights in a row. But the coffee's ready. I'm going to stand and have that while awaiting the sunset. Hopefully you saw some of the time lapse there. I hope it worked. So you can see the sun has risen and is casting a lovely light over to Loch Nagar there. You might see, can you see the moon? I can't see it in the wee screen, but the moon was very bright last night and it's still up. So a lovely morning. I'm going to get finished getting packed up and then begin heading down the track. Leaving this race as always. There's the tent view over to Loch Nagar. I think I've shown you that, and you can just see Shieling of Mark down there in the valley. I'm going up this way towards the sun. So today is day 7 of Coast to Coast, and you can see Mount Keen just there. So I'm just walking down from Mucklecairn down to Glenlee, and then I follow Glenlee down and arrive at Invermark, which is the start of Mount Keen. So today's going to be a bit of a different day because what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet some of my family and friends at Ochronee, Invermark, the start of Mount Keen, and we're going to go up Mount Keen together. And we're going to do that because Mount Keen is my final Monro. It's the last Monro I've not done, so we're going to do that together today to complete 282 Monros. So I'm looking forward to that. That will hopefully be fun. The weather's obviously looking good. It's cold at the moment, but it's blue sky, so it's going to be a warm day, I'm sure, although it has to be a wee bit windy on the top. So yeah, that should be a good day. It's going to add a bit on to today. I've got excuse me, I've got 10 kilometers to the start of Mount Keen, and then Mount Keen is about 16 kilometers, and then I need to do another 10 this evening, or around 10 this evening, so that I'll then have between 35 and 40 to do tomorrow to get me into Montrose. So some fairly big days. I'm hoping that today is fairly straightforward. We'll see. It should be good. Tomorrow I think is going to be a tough one. It's going to be windy. There's a bit of road walking and there's significant distance. I'm hoping that those two things kind of even out, that although there's a lot of distance involved, that the fact that I'm on the road or on good paths means that I can do it quickly. So we'll see. So that's the plan for today. Bit of a different one. It should be good. It's a lovely morning again. The sun's fully up now. I took my time packing up because I'm not meeting people till a wee bit later, so I wasn't in a huge rush to leave the tent. The stables of Lee. two horses coming to say hello. I hope they don't think I'm going to feed them. They're very eager. That must be their wee house. In they go. Well. Walking along beside Loch Lee. It's very still and very nice. I am not too far away from Invermark and Ochroney, so about 2 kilometres I think to go. You can see it's a beautiful day. It's a good path. Invermark looks nice. I'm now along the side of a river and still on this good track. I'll be coming back here soon to head up that path there. I'm going to go down here for now. So we're heading up Mount Keen. You'll recognise Henk from previous videos, and some of the group are further ahead. You can see the track all the way up, and that's where it begins to get steep. A good day so far.
Let's go. Ready? Ready?
Descending from Mount Keen, which you can see there. So I didn't get the chance to take any video at the top, but maybe some of the folk I was with did. We'll see. It was a bit busy, but very good. So on the way back down, and then coast to coast continues. So we are heading down that way, all the way over there. Leaving Invermark car park, you can see it just behind me. Just finished Mount Keen, which was my last Montrose. I think I told you that this morning. It was a great day. It was great to have my family and friends with me on the last one, and it was great to finish them as well. I'm now back on the road and I've changed the route a wee bit, so I'm now walking down to Tarfside, and I've decided to camp in Tarfside tonight. There's an area, I believe, I've never been before, but there's an area I believe that you can use for camping, because I was going to go back up Glen Lee and camp up there, but the last forecast I saw was for extremely high winds tonight, up nearly 50 mile an hour, so I don't really want to be camping at height, so I decided to change the route and go down into Tarfside. On the road into Tarfside, and my 3 older children have decided to join me for the last night of coast to coast, and for tomorrow Not quite sure they know what they've let themselves in for tomorrow, because it's a long walk, but they'll find that out tomorrow. So we are arriving in Tarside, where I think there is a place really to camp. So we're gonna go and try and find that, and hopefully there will also be some water at it. The camp spot at Tarside for Redents. The Tarside campsite, there's toilets, and that's the wee campsite there. In fact, huge campsite, it's enormous. But we're on the road, it's just after, just after 6:30, so the sun has just come up, but we've got a long day of walking, so we are on the road early. 5k on the road, and then we cut off onto a track. We've just left the road and come across Buskhead Bridge, and now we are following a track that goes down the side of the river. It more or less runs parallel to the road, but it allows us to walk on a track rather than the road. So you can see it's another beautiful morning. Sunny. It was supposed to be very windy today, but that doesn't seem to have happened. It's quite calm actually, and it's very warm already. It's just before 8, I think. Let me check. Yeah, just around 8, and it's already warm. So we are going this way, straight down the track, heading towards Edsall. That's the first kind of village of the day. So we are walking on the road to Edsall. It's just wee farm country roads. We've been on a track for quite a bit of it, and it's been absolutely beautiful. It follows the River Esk. The track is a very good track, very pleasant to walk on, and now we're on these sorts of roads, so passing through a few farms and that sort of thing, but again just really pleasant walking. The road surface maybe isn't quite as good, because obviously it's quite hard on your feet, but the setting is brilliant. I was expecting this to be not so pleasant as some of the other parts of the walk, but we're really enjoying it. The only thing is it's very warm, so we've all had to roll our trousers up into +4s, so nobody wants to do a walk by, so you're not getting any of them today. Been severely lacking in fruit this week, so these are very welcome. There's hundreds and they are so sweet. Perfect. Edsall. Does it have a bacon roll? We will find out. Edsall treated as well. We got our bacon roll, coffee, and a lovely wee space to sit and eat it. It's a lovely sunny day, so we sat in the shade, and now we're going back on the road. So we're on a kind of more of a main road for a while, heading through Edsall, and then further further down, obviously, towards Montrose, unsurprisingly. So, great wee stop. We're about 10 kilometres outside Montrose, and we've been walking on these wee country roads for a while. They've been pretty quiet, and they're really pretty, just amongst the fields and wee houses. So it's been much more enjoyable than I thought. I thought today might be a tough day. There was quite a lot of distance, and yeah, I thought it might not be particularly good, but it's ended up being really good. Really enjoyed it. The next bit to Montrose, we've got one bit that's going to be down a very busy road at the very end, but other than that it's kind of similar to this. You can see just hedgerows, fields, and here comes a car. But yeah, really pretty. Can't see the sea yet. I think it's kind of down that way. But I'm hoping at some point we get a view down onto it. And we are on now the main A road into Montrose. You'll be able to hear it's busy with cars. That's really the first bit of the trip. And it's been like that, so can't complain. And we are hoping that there's a pavement down the side of it. Welcome to Montrose. We arrived in Montrose a short time ago, and we've been walking through the town. You have to go through the town a little bit to get to the actual seafront, which we're nearly at, which marks the end of Coast to Coast. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a fantastic week. I feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity to do it. I feel even more fortunate to have had the opportunity to complete all the Montrose, and incorporating that into the walk was a good thing yesterday. So I hope that you enjoyed watching it and seeing the different parts of Scotland that I was able to walk through. I am going to go down here and touch the East Coast Sea, and then very quickly go and find a place that sells some drink of the non-alcoholic sort, at least initially, because I'm very dehydrated. It's been a great day today as well. So thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next